Hello, Twitch chat, YouTube. Fifth day of showcase testing in a row. Fifth day of streaming in a row. It's like it's 2019 all over again, which is great. Yesterday, I said I would swear off Saga. I would never play Saga again. But also yesterday, Dom Harvey, resident powerful wizard, 4-0 to prelim with a take on my combo oath list. So a while, not even a long time ago, a couple weeks back, we played a 2 Hullbreaker Horror combo oath list that looked a lot like what you're seeing in front of you right here, which of course uses Urza Saga in it. The biggest reason you're using Urza Saga in this deck is because it plays really well with Time Vault Key, which you're always going to play in this kind of Grizzlebrand Oath of Druids combo deck. Like Saga itself is not actually a good game plan with your Oath of Druids. They are anti-synergistic. But obviously Tinker Citadel is very strong, and so is Saga with Vault Key. So this deck is sweet, and I always want to make sure that I give decks like this a try. They're very much my style of deck, even though it plays Saga. I definitely fooled around with decks where you cut Saga from these kind of decks, and I wasn't super happy. I have like a bug PO deck where you don't play Saga, you play some Opals and some POs, and I wasn't really thrilled with that idea. So I felt like we should at least give this deck its due diligence, give it a try. I played it through a league earlier. I had some problems with mana. I had some problems with PO. So I did a little bit of changing of the deck to fix that. I'm playing a Needle in the main. I'm playing a Karn in the main. And then I changed up a little bit of the configuration in the sideboard. I don't really like Sphinx of the Steel Wind, so I rather just have double Emissary, which really gives us our plan against Dredge, creatures, chops. So I really think that there's something to Oath of Druids right now as a way to beat Dredge and shops. However, I think the decks that are positioned like this are definitely unfavored in the combo blue mirrors, which I think is problematic, which is the biggest reason why I wanted to try that Dress Down PO deck that transforms into Oath post-board, so that you're already pre-boarded and don't have, like, I don't find Oath of Druids plus combo creature to be super good against decks like PO and these Tinker decks that are existing. I would rather be my own PO deck that is a combo deck first and foremost, and maybe board into like Oath Sarah's Emissary against the decks where that's good. I haven't gotten enough time to do that kind of testing yet. We only played that one prelim or league, I can't remember. But that's something that I'm keeping my eye on. I just don't see what makes this deck better against blue combo decks, which is why I really wanted to play things like a Karn in the main to try to help for that matchup. Yeah, I also questioned Dom on the Singleton leyline. He's just trying things, but I feel like we should just also try things. It's possible that the thing that I was going to say was, if there wasn't a Karn, I think I would just take all of these and make them become ley lines. Or maybe it's tough because you're playing a Saga and a Karn now, and that kind of wants you to play one of each artifact that's Graveyard Hate in your Karn board. So, you know, a little here, a little there. Nothing else. I've been pretty happy with Mystical Dispute out of the sideboard. It hits a variety of things, including Planeswalkers, which is pretty nice. And then Claim has been incredibly good. There's one Nature's Claim in the main, and I was initially skeptical of the Nature's Claim. However, it was quite good. Quite good. So, we're going to try this deck through a league. It produced some pretty fun pictures this morning. 58 Storm, Hullbreaker Horror plus Mox plus Top plus Key is infinite mana, infinite draw. My opponent made me play it out, even though I explained to them that they were dead. So had a nice Storm turn. And then this was a nice picture of Ambush Viper on Ragavan. There's a hard cast Hullbreaker Horror. So there's some cool things that are happening. Overall, I was actually pretty happy with the Grizzlebrand Hullbreaker Horror split. This gives you a little bit more versatility, but I do think that we are trending in a direction where Grizzlebrand might be better again with lower numbers of Karakas. However, there are a large number of Hull Breachers running around, so Hullbreaker Horror gives you a way to combat that a little bit, have a different avenue. So it'll be fun. Try our best, and if this doesn't work, then maybe this is the last time I play Urza Saga. We'll have to see. Okay, here we are. Round 1 with Dom Harvey's Saga combo Oath deck. Let's battle. That's an acceptable hand. Yeah, I mean, I could do a 30-minute talk on the one card that's going to be playable, but I don't know. Doing vintage set reviews for sets that are not Modern Horizons is never really seemed very good to me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Underground Sea, Pearl, Soul Ring, Demonic Tutor. And the reason I'm going to do that is, one, if my Soul Ring resolves, it means I got around Mental Misstep, and then I can get an Ancestral Recall, which either gives me, well, an Ancestral Recall, which is obviously great, or a blue card to pitch to force for my Oath of Druids. Also, it gives them a turn to play like a Deathrite Shaman or a creature. And then if I draw a blue card, I can cast Ancestral Recall as Force Bait, and then go Oath with Force of Will backup. So, Underground Sea, Pearl, 10 to 15 minute off-stream video straight to YouTube. Maybe you want me to do like a scripted video where I write out a little bit of a script and talk about a card. It might be good. It might be good. I'll see. I'll consider it. The problem is typically when I make videos that are off algorithm, they do very poorly and then tank my future videos. Like when I did the Kaldheim set review, and that had like maybe 7 or 8 cards I was like excited or interested to talk about. Like it got like a quarter of the views, and then every video after it got less views because like the algorithm is like all messed up. So who knows? So I'm gonna get Ancestral Recall for all the reasons I stated. Now, I probably shouldn't care too much, and I should just make the content I want to make. So there's that to be said as well. We'll see. If there are a couple more cards that are interesting, then I'll definitely consider doing it. Right now, there's like one staple and a couple cards that I'll play, but no one else will play. So interesting. So this could be shops. So hopefully they play like a Founder Inspector here. What? Okay. It's either Canister Shops or like a Golos Shops, maybe. I think, oh, well, I was going to say this seems like a good opportunity to do Ancestral, but I did draw Forbidden Orchard, so this seems like a good opportunity to, to cast Oath of Druids. Yeah. I definitely think there's chances that other cards see play. It seems like a pretty, I don't know about push is the word, but it's not an underpowered set by any means. So I'm excited. I think the set itself is so cool. I really like the aesthetic. I'm interested in all the mechanics and and I'm also interested in like the setting. And obviously the aesthetic is just A plus. All the alternate arts are so cool. Yeah, so I'm interested. I'm interested for sure. The card that returns artifacts and picks up lands is pretty sweet as well. I don't know how good it is, but it's definitely worth considering. Okay, so it actually is a Golos Shops deck. I think I am okay with a Crucible of Worlds happening here. Interesting. It is definitely good with Saga. I would agree with that statement. All right, Grizzlebrand. Draw. Draw. Cool. So I can go Saga, Time Walk, Key, Vamp. Yeah, I mean, I win. I do the winning. I do the winning. You are very dead. I also get a Hullbreaker Horror. I can bounce the Null Rod to do the Vault Key. Null Rod doesn't do anything because of my Hullbreaker Horror. So I just upkeep Vamp for oh, I can't Vamp for Time Walk now. A Time Vault. I guess I could Memories Journey and then Vamp for Time Vault or Tinker or anything. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to win the game. I'm going to win the game without doing all this because I have a Grizzlebrand, but I also don't have to give them another turn. So I like this combination. Honestly, this has been pretty nice, and I was surprised. But there also is like a bit of a downturn in the number of Pyroblasts being played, so that's a little helpful. All right, shops, an entirely different beast though. We're going to bring in Sarah's Emissaries. Well, I might not bring in Sarah's Emissaries because it's Golos shops. I might bring in a Sarah's Emissary. I don't know. I definitely want Negation, Hercules, Claims, Needle. But I'm not sure what I want to do with my creatures. It can be, but it can also be a good thing as well. Like, the horror does have infinite combos and unfair things, and also just, like, bouncing things and countering spells is not nothing either. So, down the street, I had a pizza. All right, so Flusterstorm's got to go. Nope, just in town. Mental Misstep can go. Probe can go. Narset can go. And Merchant Scroll can go, I guess. I think as long as my Oath is flipping into a creature, it doesn't actually matter which creature. Maybe I don't even need a Sarah's Emissary against Golos. I can just keep in like Merchant for Hercules. Seems reasonable to me. Though my blue count is very low here because I just boarded out 6 blue cards. It's like really bad. It's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 14. That is very, 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 very low. But the blue is not exactly the main plan anymore, so maybe it's fine. Holy hell, it's so low though. Yeah, but now that I'm like looking at my blue count, I'm not sure I'm allowed to cut many more blue spells here. I guess the blue count in this deck is just low in general. It's probably not very good, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19? That's like worse than... I'm pretty sure that's worse than Jewel Shops. Wow, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. I don't even know how we fix that. How the hell do you even fix that? I'm pretty sure CFT's version of Jewel Shops plays 20. CFT is on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16, 17, 19. So the same. Though he's playing Antiquities War to help with the blue count, I would assume. I may have cut too many cards in an attempt. I think we needed to keep in some more blue cards. That does worry me. And that's kind of a byproduct of like having 3 extra colorless cards with Saga. Or even, you could even say 4 colorless. No, it's 3. I think I would play 15 lands in this deck if I was not playing Saga. So that's 3 colorless there, plus your Needle and Claim and Karn are like the tech ones. Oh, I guess you wouldn't play, you might, I guess you could still play Volkey. Trying to think about this. Well, most green cards are pretty bad, and you already have the good black cards, so I think they would all be replaced by blue cards. Let me see. Well, we can actually check this, because I have this list. Well, it helps because PO is a blue card, and it always gets pitched to force because it never gets cast. Depends on which version we're talking about, Slasher. So this one is how many blue sources? 8, 9, 11, 15, 24. That's 24. And then my control version is 13, 16, 19, 23. So yeah, like all of my other Oath decks have like 4 more blue spells at least. So I don't know. It's definitely something to consider. This is very low. It's like it's dangerously low. I don't know. That's why we're playing it. I have no idea what the best way to build Oath is. Oath is pretty interesting, and I think the best build probably changes week to week. But I think Oath, like PO, is a deck that can be metagamed. Dredge plays a low number of blue cards for Force of Will, but also automatically draws 2 on their first turn, and they don't need blue after a certain point in the game. This deck did have a Swan Song that I cut, to be fair, so there was 1 less blue card. I switched the Oko for a Narset. So there was 1 more blue card in Dom's original list. So I did cut 1. What did I cut it for? A Karn. It's tough. You have so many artifacts and lands. 30. Doesn't leave you much room. You could technically play 2 Hullbreaker Horror, but I don't think that's advisable. I don't know where my opponent went, so we're just chilling at the moment. But we can keep talking about the deck while we wait. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have 3 different Oath decks in front of me, and I don't know which one is the best. I know that I wasn't a fan of this Saga combination, but I also wasn't a fan of the deck with Oath and PO together. I think the idea that I like the most in concept is the PO deck with Oath in the sideboard, but I just need to play more leagues with it. That's the one I think I like the most. This is definitely a hand I'm keeping. The Pernicious Deed one is sweet, but it feels underpowered. I do really enjoy the Pernicious Deed one, but it feels very underpowered. Maybe I should have just put this Yogwill. Maybe I should have kept Probe and got and boarded out Yogwill, actually. That kind of makes more sense. I'll do that for game 3. Just to get my blue count up. Don't really need a Yogwill. I don't technically need to counter this. But I don't have a fetchable basic island because I chose to not do that. So I think I am just going to counter this. Interesting. Well, at least I can Needle Wasteland. I mean, Yeah, could happen. The good news is this Yogwell actually looks quite good right now. I just don't think I would ever cut Mystical from PO because the best card in your deck is Tinker. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to adding a Wishclaw Talisman in addition. But yeah, I wouldn't want to cut Mystical from Tinker from that. Yeah, I don't care about that. My opponent's not really doing very powerful things at the moment, so I'm just going to get a fetch land and cast Ancestral Recall. Both of those plays make me happy. Yeah. This is all good things. Hmm. I think I'd rather spin than anything else here. I have some other options. Okay, I'm gonna definitely float a fetch on top in case they have Strip Mine. Yeah, this looks good for me. Well, I actually have a spin too, which is good. Okay. I mean, we're extremely far ahead right now. This is okay to lose my top to this Spyglass. I don't really want to force something unless it's actually threatening. So all I have to do is Demonic for Tinker, Tinker away my Mana Crypt, and get a Time Vault. I guess they could have named my key, but I have claim for that, so I would have had to like use this fetch land, but like I said, this is just game here. We basically cast 2 Ancestrals, which is always going to be good enough, I would hope. How much is real? That is the question. I don't think any list should run Sphinx once Boseiju gets played, because Boseiju will see play in Bug. Is my guess, I would say. I think you would just never see a Sphinx again. I'm very surprised they printed any Phyrexian mana, because I don't think Phyrexian mana is a good design. I don't know about that. But yeah, so like we played against Golos Shops, and Golos Shops is not the strongest deck, and these were not the strongest hands. They need to consult Loriwa about how to find good hands. Okay, here we go. Round 2. I think my opponent is likely to be on Paradoxical Outcome, if I had to guess. So a hand that has both Karn on turn 2 and Force of Will is definitely what we want to see. Well, I think it goes a little bit beyond my feelings about Saga when Saga is actively non-synergistic with your Oath plan, right? Like that's less about my feelings and more about just how it functions in general with the deck. Moxen would be cool. Sagas are not actually bad here. Saga is actually pretty reasonable here. Saga's going to combine pretty well with the Karn that I added. This way we don't actually have to oath them. Did you play the control deck? My biggest problem with the control deck is I don't think it's good enough versus PO. I have 3 different oath builds that I think all play wildly different, so it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, that's kind of my feelings. I've built a lot of decks recently that have just been getting rolled by PO. So here we're in an interesting spot where I can slam Karn, but I will lose to Force of Will Fluster, and I lose out on a Saga token by doing so. However, the upside of slamming Karn is incredibly high. So I might do it anyways. I've chosen to do it anyways. Nice. If they're going to spin and look for a force, that makes me happy. I think that every deck needs to play some extra... Oh, they're not even going to spin and look for a force. What does that mean? Does that mean they already have Flusterstorm? I mean, I don't know. This is where we're at. We got to go in. Okay, spinning for a second force. I don't even think there's anything good in my sideboard. I'm probably just plussing on nothing. I can get a needle. But there's nothing I want to needle out of PO. Yeah, I think there's a possibility I can just let this get forced, but I'm not really sure that's correct. What would I even needle here? There's nothing in PO that's not... Like, I could needle a land, but I'm just going to plus. I mean, I have Lattice next turn, actually, because of our Saga giving us a Lotus or something. Yeah, Lantern draws, but I don't really know if that matters either. Don't really think I'm going to use a Lantern. All right, well, you have free reign. Do your worst. Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I put Karn in this deck is so I could play it against PO. So I think slamming Karn makes the most sense. I think Karn is the best card against PO right now. Followed by maybe like Hull Breacher or Pyroblast or something. So I do have to consider that I don't currently have enough mana to make a construct and play a Lattice. So I might have to put Lattice off for a turn, but it makes a lot of sense to play a Lattice because they didn't have Force this turn, so they're pretty unlikely to have Force next turn. If we draw a Moxen, then we actually can do that. But we knew there was a fetch land on top. No, we didn't know there was a fetch land on top. So what do I want to do? We could just get Soul Ring and slam a Lattice. Could get Needle on Saga. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're short. I guess I have a Needle in my board for Saga, right? Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a construct and then get a Needle on Saga. How many turns away does that put me from Lattice? It puts me 2 turns away from Lattice. I guess I can spin and try to find a Moxen. I don't know if this is correct. It might just be I'm supposed to jam Lattice. Oh, wait. I was supposed to get... I was supposed to get a mana source and use this to get a needle. I don't know why. Well, I don't know. I guess this lets me spin my top. I don't know. That was probably not what I wanted to do. This does let me spin my top, I guess. Hmm. This feels pretty good unless my opponent hits their one main deck Hercules. I guess Lattice would also be pretty bad against the one main deck Hercules. So... I'm still good against Hercules because I have a huge Karn that they can't kill. So maybe it doesn't matter. I don't really like the way I played this game, but I don't think it was like a ridiculous line or anything. But it feels like, okay, Saga bouncing Needle. I guess that's better than Saga bouncing Construct for me. Time Walk. Okay, so now I get to do a bunch of things, right? I can Time Walk and then... Yeah, I just get to do all the things. I can still Lattice. I guess I probably shouldn't play this first because I run into Flusterstorm this way. I do get rid of their Misty. I don't know if that matters, though. Okay. Oh, I didn't even play a land. Yeah, I wasn't going to beat Fluster. Yeah. Oh, man, I don't really like the way I'm doing things, am I? So my token is always going to beat their token for now. I can get Soul Guide Needle right now if I wanted to. I can spin again, look one card deeper, and fetch if it's bad. Fluster. Okay, so now can I make it to... Yeah, so now I can make it to... Okay, this is great, because now I can make it to Lattice and... Lattice with Flusterstorm backup. Perfect. Okay, so that actually worked out pretty well. I don't really think that the steps in between to get there were very good, but it did work out. I think it was just a little rough around the edges. So here I get to draw into Flusterstorm, and then I draw into Sapphire. And I play this. Yes. Lattice. Okay. So this actually saved us from the old what was that one? It was recent. We had recently had a video where I played a Jammed Lattice and got beat by a force of will that we didn't know about. So this kind of played around that, which was nice. I think maybe took some additional steps that might not have been necessary, but all right, PO match. We have negation, so I need to figure out what the correct sideboarding is for this matchup because I don't know what it is. I wasn't really happy with the map the first time I tried this. We have negation and dispute, and I think claim is quite good. And obviously Flusterstorm, which leaves us with like, what the hell are we taking out? Like, you could even bring in Hercules. I don't think it's necessary to bring in Hercules, but you could even bring in Hercules. But like, what am I taking out of my deck? No, this is based off of Dom's list, which is based off of my list. So I don't know about, like, could I just take out Saga here? Can I just like take out Needle for Saga, Oko? Or like maybe not 4 Saga, maybe like 3 Saga. Well, if I'm taking out Orchards and and Oaths, then I'm just a worse PO deck, right? So what's the point? Why are we playing? You know, I don't know. Like maybe you just take out like your whole Oath package. But does that really make us good enough to win against PO? It's not, it's better now because of claim hits Urza Saga and Vault and Key. So, but I think like having Vault and Key yourself is good because you get to combat your opponent's thing. I don't think we're supposed to bring in Hercules Recall. I think that claim has like just been so good for me against all of these PO Saga decks. Well, I just don't know, like, am I ever winning the game with Saga in this matchup? It doesn't really feel like I am, right? So why don't I just board a bunch of them out? It helps our mapping a lot. Like, the Sagas are not for the combo matchup, right? The Sagas are for the, like, the grindy matchups. Maybe I'm misevaluating Saga in the deck, which is could definitely be true, seeing as I have a completely different opinion on Saga than everybody else, but you have a force. Time Vault, repeal. Okay, well, I'm slamming Oath and hoping you don't kill me. I just don't think Sagas are like, why? Like, all right, tell me why you think Saga is good in this matchup. I don't really see why it would be good. It's I don't know. I just don't get it. You can tell me though. I'm down. Oh, they can just repeal my Oath. This was a horrible play. But what else am I gonna do? I guess I can cast Ancestral Recall. Hmm. Hmm. You just are dead before it even goes off. I don't know. I don't think like a land that disappears and gets me at Sensei's top is good. Yeah, I should have not have played Oath. I should have just Ancestraled. But I was talking to chat. I did not think about them repealing my Oath. Like I'm giving everyone the fair shot to sell me on why you want Saga here, but I just don't see it. And no one has told me anything that's remotely convincing. All right, well, I need to draw Nature's Claim or I immediately die. So hopefully they didn't draw, like, Force of Will or something. Drew the Nature's Claim and have Flusterstorm. So, what's the best timing window on this claim? I kind of want them to search for a key, but that does open me up to getting forced because they can draw into force. I think it's worth waiting. Not necessarily. If my opponent taps right here for an academy, then I can Flusterstorm, right? So right now I have a window where I beat Force of Will. I also beat Misstep. Oh, I guess I should just hit the Saga, right? Okay, I'm really stupid. I don't know why I just didn't hit the Saga. It makes the construct smaller. Not really. I should have hit the Saga. I don't know why I didn't hit the Saga. I was pretty tunnel visioned. I'm never dying to the construct here. Oh, if he gets cage? There shouldn't be a cage in their deck. They're playing PO. Yeah, no, I was supposed to hit Saga. There was no reason not to hit Saga. I was just tunnel visioned. No, no, no. You don't play a cage in this deck. It's not good. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, I was supposed to hit Urza Saga with that Nature's Claim, which is what I had talked about doing, but then I just didn't do it. Yeah, sure. If you're playing the 4 repeal list, but this has got Tundras in it, so it's clearly not that list. I think Cage is bad in the PO deck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have not played very well tonight, but my deck is doing a lot of winning. So once I cut Saga, my deck looked pretty good. I'm just kidding. That one is a joke. Yeah, my opponent could win the game if they draw key. That is a true statement. But I think playing around a random cage makes sense. And playing around them drawing a card is like the extra Tinker. Oh. They could also draw like Tinker and not key. It's like there are some upsides to hitting Time Vault. I'm not saying that like their Time Vault has no upsides. Hitting Time Vault there is an eligible choice that has upside. I just don't know if it's enough upside. Like if you hit Saga, they can draw Demonic, they can draw Tinker, they can draw Key, they can draw there's like a lot of cards they can draw. I guess maybe not Demonic because they don't have a black source currently, but all right, the good news is Hullbreaker should also win here because it should just dominate this board. So Hullbreaker or Grizzlebrand should both win. Obviously, Grizzlebrand's a lot better because I have the Yoggle in my hand. Wait, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Well, now it does. All right, my opponent dies. Cool. Grizzlebrand has been quite good with the amount of Hull Breachers I've seen recently, which is not very many. I probably should time walk before Yogwill, but it just doesn't matter. I'm going to go Vault Key and win. Just because this is also deterministic. Well, everything I do is deterministic from here, pretty much. Like, they have two things, no mana, so I just force their play, and I just play Mox, Black Lotus, Time Vault Key, take infinite turns, so... I have no idea. I also think I played my games pretty badly, Potato, so... Who knows? One thing I'm concerned with is, should we have 2 Grizzlebrands? But that also weakens our blue count, so... Who knows? Okay, round 3. We're up against Juan. Juan is always got an interesting deck to play against. I would suspect that this is, well, something with workshops in it. I would assume 5 color shops probably is probably the most likely guess. This hand obviously, I mean, has 2 Flusterstorms and nothing it can cast. So try again. If I didn't suspect my opponent was on shops, I may have considered this, but I assume it's 5 color shops, so I'm going to get rid of this hand that has no mana that can be played through a sphere. And I'm going to keep this hand that has turn 1 Oath. Funny how that works. Wow, do we get rid of land Soul Ring? It's possible that the mana sources are better than this Brainstorm, but it's also possible we need this Brainstorm. No, I was considering land, Soul Ring, land, Brainstorm, or land, but I don't think land is correct. So I was really considering land, Soul Ring, or land, Brainstorm. But I have a Sapphire, so I can't imagine that I'm supposed to put the Brainstorm away. I have Fetch, Sapphire, Brainstorm, which is just very, very good. Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith, Mox Opal. Is this Burgie Shops? Is this KCI? The good news is I think we're not going to get sphered. The bad news is, well, everything else must be KCI. So here I'm actually just going to go brainstorming. Okay, new plan. We're not oathing. Well, I guess we will redrawing oath. Yeah. New plan. I think we're gonna die before Saga goes off because Saga's just too slow here. Yeah, we're probably going to die before Saga goes off. Unfortunately, Saga is just not up to par with vintage strategies like KCI. Yep. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong that Saga is too slow? I'm so fucking dead. It is nice to get killed by your own creation sometimes. I will concede to a scrap trawler. Oh, there's a coveted jewel in the KCI deck. I love it. I was playing a single coveted jewel that I could fetch with my Moon Silver key the last time I played KCI. Cool. All right, so confirmed Saga sucks, KCI's broken. I guess I wasn't supposed to, so I still have an oath, technically. But I think we're not going to get a turn here. So... we're technically not dead until my opponent plays a scrap trawler. Oh, wait, the oath can't go off because they're just going to sack the thought monitor. All right, never mind. Oh, man. Saga, get him again. I'm just kidding. Nothing was going to win there. We had to have counter magic to win that game, which we did not have. All right, counter magic. Removal. Urkel's Recall. My opponent's workshop deck cast an Ancestral Recall, and that was bad for us. For anyone counting at home. Yeah, something like that, Slasher. So, again, this one does seem like a matchup where Saga could be good. But it also seems like a matchup where Oath is good. So now I don't know what to cut. Like, I think Saga should theoretically be good in this matchup where I kind of want to be able to get... Well, maybe Needle actually isn't even that good. I think Lantern's worth it, but I wouldn't say... It's tough. Like, Leyline, yeah. Leyline used to be pretty good against works against KCI, but now they have Thought Monitor and Urza Saga. I don't even know. All right, I guess I will just board out Saga then. I don't even have enough cards to board out. If we like, if we 5-0 this league and our conclusion is we board out Saga every game, that'd be pretty funny. I mean, you just simply have it in your opener chat. I don't know what the confusion is all about. I don't think we need a memories journey. Maybe. That's a very, very big question mark. Do we actually need a memories journey? I think Oko is actually good in this matchup. Maybe we don't need a second needle because it doesn't hit mana abilities. Sure, let's try that. I don't know if this is correct. I do think a Leyline should still be good. I don't think Crypt is good, but I think Leyline and a Soul Guide Lantern is fine. I boarded out all my sagas to avoid this problem. All right, let's try again. Man, I draw key so much. I guess this hand's keepable. I mean, I have a saga. I didn't board all my sagas out. Oh boy. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to keep this hand, but I'm not really thrilled about what I'm doing here. Maybe I'm just supposed to mulligan again. Defense grid. It's a good one. Holy shit. No, no, of course. All right, blue card on top, one time. I don't have very many blue cards in my I don't have very many blue cards in my deck, so I'm not highly optimistic on this one. I cannot spin. That is an incorrect statement. That is just incorrect. Yeah, I think you should play at least one Besagian Bug. I don't know if 2 is the number that I would go for, but... Well, Karn is the one that kills me and can't be answered by claim. They just got a Gigantha, so I'm feeling okay about life. Never mind. I'm feeling not okay about life. What? These cards are so bad. Yeah, I guess. I've drawn 4 Force of Wills in this game, which normally might not be the worst thing in the world, but... They're 1 mana from... Nope, they have mana for Gigantha. We're going to die to Gigantha. We are 100% going to lose this game to Gigantha. Fantastic. Fuck. All right, we need to find an Oath of Druids. Man. My deck can't beat Gigantha, KCI. That's a good draw. If they find a KCI, they win. Oh, maybe not. Attacks for 3 is probably the best part of that draw. Okay, I accept. Ooh, playing a... yeah, playing a Mana Crypt. I can't actually tap... I could tap both of my orchards and go to 1. I kind of need to find Oath, right? I should have to win a crypt flip. All right. I couldn't draw claim and hit the trawler. Gives them a star. I could claim myself on my upkeep. I could claim my crypt now. And then I draw... Claim my crypt now. And then I draw... I could claim my sapphire. I think what I do is wait. I think I wait, and then at their end step, I activate top, hold priority, draw with top, draw my claim, spin my Yogwill to the top, claim my Sapphire in my upkeep to live, and then I go Yogwill off of Orchard, Mana Crypt, and yeah, nothing I have said has made... Defense Grid has done nothing to the plan that I have just said. And then I have 0 mana, and I go up to 4 mana, and I can cast Ancestral Recall. And then I need to do more things. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's my plan. But I think it's a plan. Don't really think it's a winning plan, but it is a plan. This Gigantha's been so good. Oh, the problem is I know what cards I'm drawing. So I have to fetch probably as well. So this brings back Lotus. That's not really an issue. Unless they draw KCI. Or like Forge. Or Ancestral. Or Coveted Jewel. Okay, they bricked. All right, so we have our shot here. Yield until next end step. I'm not end of turn claiming, chat. I didn't say I was doing that. I'm activating this. And I'm activating this. And then I am spinning this Yawgmoth's Will to the top. And then in my upkeep, I'm casting Nature's Claim on my Sapphire. So I don't die to my Mana Crypt. I lost my flip, so I would have died to my Mana Crypt. Now I draw my Yawgmoth's Will. I bring back Lotus, Sapphire, fetch. I fetch away those bad cards. I need to find Time Walk. I don't know. I think I need to find Time Walk Oath and then Nature's Claim my Crypt again, probably. All right, now I cast Ancestral Recall. I have not the mana to claim twice and cast Citadel. That costs 8 mana. I have 6 mana. I don't think I have outs. I'm not seeing anything that's an out. If I claim 2 of my things, I go to 10 and I'm dead on board. Wish I had PO. No one runs Sphinx. That's not true. He ran Sphinx. I don't run Sphinx. I think Sphinx is bad. And I wouldn't have brought in Sphinx anyways. We were pretty close here. The problem is I don't think there are any cards to top deck. I can go to 6 life. Urkels is not actually good against my opponent. I'm still dead on the ground unless I claim both of my things. Giganta is not an artifact. I do still have top deck Brainstorm into cards that do things. So I think we're just going to Time Walk. What if I get a Oko? Blue, green, stand up, emerald. No. Spirits are not artifacts either. They have 8 damage through Hercules Recall. Yeah, I could still Time Walk into Brainstorm Vault Key. I think that's probably it. What if I just Brainstorm now? If I get a Brainstorm right now and I cast it, I just need to hit Vault Key off of it. I could have more mana, yes. I think that might actually just be better. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Brainstorm now and just try to hit Vault Key. I guess I could also hit Tinker. That doesn't really do very much because I have no life. Okay, I'm going to do Brainstorm. Don't think those do anything. The 2 cards I boarded in do not stop Giganta. I could not have played a top deck horror because I would have Nature's claimed my crypt. And I would also have had to have a spell to play with my horror. So you're right. I would need Time Walk. I would need to hit Vault Key and a mana and a Moxen. Yeah, it's probably unlikely. I don't think we had very many outs there, and I think we played the one that makes us have the most outs. So yeah, Giganta getting the big W. So KCI, baby. Okay, round 3. Try again. Keep. I have an Ancestral and a land, so that is not good. That is not good. To be fair, I do think that KCI is better than people give it credit for. It's just a deck that is weak to Oofin Breacher. Frig. So this is so bad for me now. No, I don't think playing a deck that's weak to Oofin Breacher is like a great call. So if I play my Moxen out, I get more mana, but if I do that, it exposes me to Force of Vigor. If I play my Ancestral out, it exposes me to Force of Negation. If I wait on my Ancestral, then they can draw with their Bazaar and have more chances to have Force of Will. So we're screwed. Well, I've played KCI with Thought Monitor and Urza Saga. It is good. I've also played it with 1 jewel, but it does still lose to all the same things it lost to before. So it does have a little bit more gameplay on the ground now because you have Saga, but it's like not enough. I would snap play KCI in a challenge any weekend. I think it's totally a reasonable deck to play in a challenge. They they discarded Mind Break Trap, and drew Mental Vista. Okay, yes. Very nice. And I got okay, yeah, man. Playing against Hollowvine is just great fun. Great fun. Yeah. 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 Yeah, well, thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. I can top deck Time Vault. Though if they're not activating, it means they probably have force. I think PO is a little bit faster than KCI, unfortunately, and you don't really have good tools to beat PO. Okay, well, in this matchup, we get to use our Oath Clan, but not to super effectiveness because they are Squee Vine thing. But we have a lot of answers here, which is always nice. We don't want a Karn, and we don't want... Do we want Saga? Don't really think we want Vault Key or Saga, right? I could be wrong, but it's certainly an idea. Oko's pretty bad. Misstep's pretty bad. Oh, I have to get rid of Grizzlebrain and Hullbreaker Horror. That helps. No, I actually think Flusterstorm is good in this matchup. Yeah, what's smaller than that? Both of my Sagas. Guess so. I think you still want Claim so you can have a tutorable answer to Hollow one. Probably don't need to keep in Memory's Journey, though. But my blue count is low, so maybe not. Oh, yeah, Memory's Journey does hit Graveyard. I did forget about that. I did forget about that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Saga Pass. And what I'm going to try to do with the Saga is have it live to get me a Needle. And normally I think that's not really a good game plan against the Wasteland Force of Vigor deck, except I have, like, I think I have the tools in this hand to get it done, so definitely going to do that. Don't want to, like, play out Tormod's Crypt because my opponent can just Vigor me. I'd rather they didn't Vigor me. So, like, this turn, if I make it to my next mana step, I will have, like, Journey, Flusterstorm, Force up. Yeah, I mean, that is a possibility, of course. Well, then you're, like, another turn slower from your Saga getting you a Needle, and you need your Needle as soon as possible, right? So there's the downside of that. I obviously exposed myself to a really incredible Vengevine draw, but I think that's fine. See, like this, I think I need to counter, which is not great for the home team. I think I'm gonna hold the Flusterstorm, as weird as that is. Because I have the Crypt, which is basically the Memories Journey, to hit this Squee. Interesting. Very interesting. Fuck. I guess new plan is wait on this Oath and get another blue source, like a Lotus, so that I can play Oath with Flusterstorm backup. So that I can't just jam it because of Force of Vigor. I think playing it now would be incredibly incorrect. I get Force of Willed and Force of Vigored and Force of Negation when I have a Flusterstorm as an answer in my hand. That can't possibly be correct. So this is actually a really good draw because now I can still get Needle. And this is why I think Flusterstorm is good in the matchup, for anyone who is asking if Flusterstorm is good. Because this is an uncounterable answer to my opponent's free counter spells. I think I played this game perfectly. And I could still lose, obviously, if they have Force of Vigor and Force of Will. Mindbreak Trap. Pitching Mindbreak Trap. All right, whatever. I'm gonna make you have it. Yeah, I'm just like gonna be sad if they get Vigored, obviously, but I don't think I have a choice now. Force of Vigor, Force of Vigor. There are 4 cards where blue card negation Vigor Vigor. Oh shit. All right. I don't know. I mean, I did the thing. Am I supposed to play this? Guess so. Probably cycling it. Unless they put like a Squee in the yard here. Well, if they put a Squee in the yard, and then I can hit it with the trigger ability of Lantern. I think I'm supposed to just try to draw for an Oath. Yeah. All right. Well, they not technically get any card advantage yet, so, but it's not super good for me. I don't know. I kind of played around, you know, their hand, and I just didn't get there. Playing Soul Ring exposes it to things for no reason. I don't think there's a really compelling reason. I guess like they can maybe have misstep later, but well, that's a good reason to play Soul Ring. If you had said play Soul Ring so you can draw Hardcast Force of Will. The problem is Hardcast Force of Will doesn't actually hit anything because my opponent is not going to play anything. This is true. My opponent has not activated Bazaar since then. Sure. Not really sure this is a winnable game. It could have been the reason you're thinking about, but how will we ever know? Buggers. Yeah, see, this is a good reason to have held the Soul Guide Lantern. Oh well. I mean, my opponent probably has multiple pieces of counter magic. It's the only reason they would not be activating their Bazaar. Well, I don't have any draw spells in my deck, right? My deck is completely reliant on top decking the spells I need. So you can just miss. We don't have 18 lands anymore. We only have 15 now. Or we have 16 now, but it's a lot of lands. Now they have 2 masters. Yeah, this is probably my last draw step where I have remote chances. Maybe not. So they're holding this wasteland so I can't draw Tabernacle. Wonderful. I don't think it's worth it. I need to be able to beat Force of Vigor. That's funny, Fun Petal Grove. Somebody just said in chat that the complete opposite of what you just said. They didn't expect any GAC because they hadn't seen it at all in leagues at all. That's funny. Leagues can be very different experiences for different people. There are enough players, even in the small vintage community, to make it so. Top is not a bad draw with this held fetch land. I disagree with that statement as well. I played a league today that was 4 out of 5 of the players have multiple or are multiple top 8 regulars. So I think that statement doesn't really hold true either. It's just like it's a random pool of people. Sometimes you will have 5 people who are new to the format. Sometimes you will have 5 world champions. Like I've definitely played vintage leagues where I played against like Rich Shea, Andy, Brian, Discover and like someone else, Sing Pan Man. Like that's better than most challenges, right? So I just don't really think that holds true. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. None of those cards are going to win me the game. Wait. There are some amount of vintage challenge players who do not play in leagues. I think that is a true statement. I don't know if a lot is the correct statement, though. So I could technically... I could technically draw emissary, spin my top, find a Black Lotus as the third card down, and then play emissary. So I guess we're not technically dead yet, but my opponent has 6 cards in hand, and they kept a Master of Death last turn, which means they have at least a Force of Will. So yeah. I haven't really had very much time waiting in between matches tonight. I think the first match took 4 or 5 minutes. Then every match after that was within a minute. I don't know. It definitely depends. But I really haven't had a lot of trouble finding league matches recently. We got the tank this long? Why? You have 7 cards in hand. What do you need to tank for? The Root Wall of Beatdown. All right, so I draw Sire's Emissary, and then I spin, and there's a Black Lotus on my third card down. Nope. Cool. Well, that was sufficiently unfun. Let's do it again. Here we go. 5th and final round with this Saga combo Oath deck. We're playing against Falcon Eye, who... I don't know what they play. They play a lot of different things. This hand is totally acceptable. Let's do it. The one thing I will say, Dom, is that I definitely think it should be Memory's Journey over Turn to Earth, because pitching as a blue card seems very important. It's come up so many times. And it's not too different from Turn to Earth. Turn to Earth is a nice, interesting addition if you need to up your green count from Force of Vigor, though. So that's kind of cool. This is not the most functional hand, but... I don't know. I haven't really had the most powerful hands recently. At least on stream. But it has been for some more interesting games than, you know, just slam my stuff and win. So there's some pluses. All right, what do you got? Ragavan and turn 1 Tinker. Okay. Ragavan's pretty annoying against Oath because they just dash it every time. And it doesn't ever trigger your Oath. I'm hoping they just go turn 1 Tinker, though. And we just force it. I played Underground Sea and not Tropical Island so that I could conceal the fact that I would possibly be on Oath. So maybe, like, in some world, they just play a normal Ragavan. Yeah. That was not this day. Nice. Okay. Well, we know their hand. Force. Okay, I didn't really want to draw Force, so that's not too bad. I will resolve my oath while I can, and then I have to find an orchard. This is another reason why I don't want to play less than 4 orchards. There are just like a bunch of Tinker decks that you need to have an orchard to work against. I don't think it matters. Oh, I guess I can get dacked if I do this. So maybe I should hold this jet in case I get dacked. I guess they could also draw. So a downside of playing this oath is that they can hit my nature's claim off of the Ragavan. That has happened before. Yeah, this is not good for the home team, for sure. What to do? I guess we could flashback Yogwill to draw a card, maybe. Yup. We got a monkey. Oh, now they get to Merchant Scroll for Flusterstorm. Or Ancestral. Yeah, I mean, this is really good for you. It's a good top deck for sure. Stop saying for sure. Even I noticed it. I don't know why that one stuck in my head recently. I apologize. And they hit my Merchant Scroll? Oh boy. This Ragavan has been a very solid thief now. Yeah, now they can get Flusterstorm or Force of Will. I don't know how we're winning this game anymore. We probably have to top deck Forbidden Orchard right now. The good news is, I guess, Yogwill can flashback a scroll, maybe? I'd show another Oath of Druids. Okay, yeah, I mean, we dead. We very dead. I was pretty happy of the idea of playing a hand that was Force of Will, Oath of Druids, Probe. But our deck doesn't really have card selection. I did cut one of our tops, but we haven't drawn the needle, so it's not like we would have had the other top. We just don't have any card selection at all. Oh, I can't actually even pay for a fluster here? Okay. Yeah, you got me, homie. You got me. I'm dead. Yeah, it would definitely be a much different game if the monkey did not have dash. Okay. We're just getting brutalized. Negation, dispute. This doesn't look like a match where I want Saga. Negation, dispute, claims, Flusterstorm. Maybe not as many claims because they're not. I don't know if that's even true. That doesn't really make sense. I just don't know how to board this like counter suite in. Maybe not as many claims because they're playing like Ragavans and other threats. I definitely want a needle. Maybe they're not PO, so we don't actually want 4 Flusterstorms. I could see that being true. We probably can still cut a land. Maybe the Narset. Maybe we just cut these hard to cast cards, get some different counters magic in, maybe. This has not been fun. I've had a rough time for the past couple of rounds. Why doesn't it? Because it's too busy fitting in Urza Saga and the Moxen suite. Like, where do you want to fit in cantrips? There's just not room. We already don't have enough blue cards as it is. Urza Saga is taking up 3 spell slots. And then you also get to add Manifold Key, Time Vault, Sensei's Top, and Needle. So that's an additional, like, 7 cards that could be blue cards or cantrips. It's just part of the deck's design. Whether or not that's correct is obviously open up for interpretation. I'm not a huge fan. yes. Saga does seem meh. I agree with that statement. But I was told it needs to be restricted, so who knows? So if I get a time vault, I can't win immediately. I could get a Black Lotus, though, which is kind of dope. I don't exactly know what I'm doing with this Black Lotus yet, but I could go Ruby Needle. I think I start with Ruby Needle no matter what. See what happens. I'm going to name Saga, but I could just die to Key. So now I have to choose whether or not I want to go Lotus Yogwill. I don't think so. I think I just want to play Key and then play Citadel next turn. If I draw a Moxen, I could even, or a land, I could even play Grizzlebrand. And then I can still Yogwill all that stuff later. I guess there's kind of no reason not... Dak Faden is the reason not to play out Lotus. I don't think they have a Dak Faden, but they could definitely play a Dak Faden in a Ragavan Tinker deck. Monkey? Oh. Well, I'm glad my Citadel did not get braided. I'm definitely glad my Citadel didn't get abraded. I think it's time to jam. Citadel? Okay. Crypt. Force. I could have forced it, but I think this is fine. Why did they... Oh, I guess we're in main phase. Sure. I wanted to play Citadel so that I could get a Force Will out of their hand, and then I could still Yogwill profitably. They didn't end up having a Force of Will, so they're going to stop my Time Vault. And they're going to play a Lelia. I would rather just force Lelia than... Interesting. I think I would rather just save the life. Yeah, then get rid of the Time Vault problem. So I should have lethal with this Yogwill, I would think. I can claim the... Yeah, this should be good enough. So I can vamp for the thing I need, cast Ancestral Recall, and get it, and then claim the needle. Or I can even just vamp and cast it. Yeah. I don't need to actually Ancestral. I can just cast it off the top with Citadel. I do have to make sure I don't die to this Mana Crypt, but that should not be a big deal. I could even get a creature with that Oath of Druids if I wanted to. I don't think it matters what choices I make there, as long as it's one of the ones that wins. So we got a W there off the back of hard casting Citadel. Interesting. And Yogg-Will was great again. Like I said, I think all of these decks should be playing Yogg-Will. Not playing Yogg-Will doesn't seem like a play that makes a lot of sense to me if you're playing black and combo cards. So if anyone tells you to cut Yogg-Will, don't do that. Yeah, I mean, this is a hand. So the problem is I can't cut any blue cards really. My blue count is so low. I think we need to construct this deck with more blue cards. But Mystical's always fine in these matchups because it gets Tinker, and Tinker is the most important thing that both sides are doing. It's not great if my opponent's on Pyroblast, and they probably are on Pyroblast, but I wouldn't even say Mystical Tutor is good. I think it's just fine. I just don't think we can get rid of more blue cards. Don't really think like you could bring in another claim, right? Totally acceptable. This means we're getting Ancestral in our upkeep. Okay. Well, time to start jamming some oaths. It's gonna get misstepped. I really hope it gets misstepped, I think. Because I have claim I don't want to get misstepped. This does obviously run me into Mindbreak Trap, but whatever. Mindbreak Trap's Mindbreak Trap. All right, you got a force? No force. Interesting. Do we die? That's a good start. It's definitely possible. I've been baited into some bad Ancestral hands recently. But Mox and Time Walk is not a bad start. Oh, they missed the land drop, though. Monkey. Okay, there's the land drop. They didn't play a turn 2 land drop. I don't really think that the Grixis deck should have very many good answers to Oath of Druids. They hit a Flooded Strand. They could have, like, a Braid on their Spirit token. That would give them another turn here. Okay, this is a good sign. Well, Oath of Druids might work out here, but again, this is another great reason to play 4 Orchards. I think 4 Orchards is important. If you play Oath in the main. If you play Oath in the side as tech, just Sarah's Emissary tech, I don't think you need 4. Grizzlebrand? Grizzlebrand. Yawgmoth's Will is in the yard. Okay. Do I want to journey right now? Putting back Ancestral, Yawg-Will. Uses my green source. I don't think we need to. Not the best 7 here. Not the best 7 here. I'm gonna go to 3 on this mana crypt. I definitely want to play another green source. Definitely want to play my ruby. It's very good. Vintage staple for sure. So that's Time Walk. The problem is I'm gonna get beat by Flusterstorm. I don't think there's a way to play around it though. I mean, I think we're supposed to do it, but it's really... I'm not even sure we're supposed to do it. I get to hold up Claim, Dispute, Fluster. Well, there's nothing to tinker for. I guess I can tinker for a Lotus. Shit, I could tinker for a Lotus. But then I lose my demonic anyways, so what's the point? My opponent can Flusterstorm my demonic, my Time Walk, in which case I have no green or blue mana to do anything else. I'm just gonna pass. I can still cast. Drawing 7's not great because it just uses my blue source and green source anyways. So we actually probably won't flip into Hull Breacher because demonic... Is demonic better? No, probably not. You'd probably still flip into Hull Breacher. We still have a Memories Journey to just get back our Yogwell. I am aware we could draw another 7, but I don't even think that's better than holding up double blue mana. I don't know why you think it's better than holding up double blue mana. I feel like holding up Dispute, Fluster, Force is the best play here. That way we don't have die to any Tinker things. Also leaves up Claim for Citadel. Needle on Grizzlebrand or top, I assume. This is fine. Can always claim it if I need to. Like, I may end of turn blow up my Mana Crypt. Now I probably don't need to, though, because I'm not gonna... This doesn't actually matter, because if I go into a Hullbreaker Horror, I can just bounce it. So I think I'll just gain life and kill off my Mana Crypt. Do I need the mana? I kind of need the mana. No, I should have enough to fluster. I might fluster. I might claim this treasure token. Cuts them off of another color source, which means I should be able to beat Fluster. Okay. Sure. Lost my flip. Spin into... Oh, they have Lightning Bolt? No, they don't. They're fucking with me. Spin into Hullbreaker. I have 0 cards in my deck, so I have to, in my upkeep, cast Memory's Journey. It was the last card of my deck, so I will put back Yogwill. And 2 cards that I don't care about, maybe. Maybe just Time Walk is fine. Yogwill, Time Walk, and a blue source, like a Sapphire. Oh, I guess I should have... No, I have no other instance. So here... Is it better to use Flusterstorm? I think so. Oh, I have to use Flusterstorm because it's on my Memory's Journey. Yeah. No. I have to fluster the Flusterstorm. I will return the Pyro to their hand. Or can I return a copy? Turn target spell you don't control. I can return one of these copies, right? Because the tokens don't fucking matter. Only the spell resolving matters. Okay, so this is already getting targeted by this. So I need to target this, this, and same target. They're never, it doesn't matter. I'm taking it, they're dead. I have infinite everything. I spin. I spin, I get my Yogwill. And then I cast my Yogg-Will. I have infinite mana. I get Time Vault, Key, Karn, Lattice. And then I take an extra turn and kill them. I bounce all of their spirit tokens. And they die. So. It was particularly annoying that my Hullbreaker Horror was the last card in my deck. So I had to cast Memory's Journey. And they had Pyroblast plus Flusterstorm plus Mental Misstep. So I almost didn't have enough there. It was pretty close. It was pretty close. I didn't have to put Hullbreaker Horror in play. I could have drawn Demonic Walk, but Demonic Walk was really bad against Pyroblast Fluster, but maybe it was a better idea because this way I wouldn't have had to actually win a battle, though I can't. Like, I would have lost this if my opponent had Force of Will, blue card, Pyroblast, Fluster. Claim on the treasure token was definitely the right play. They had the misstep for it. I could have lost the game here, though, because I went for Hullbreaker Horror. And the only reason is because it was the 1 in, 16? How many cards were left in my library? There were not very many cards. There were like a decent amount of cards left in my library. The fact that Hullbreaker Horror was the last one opened me up to getting my Memory's Journey Pyroblasted. So maybe I should have just played around the worst possible outcome and just... Like, even if this is the second to last card... No, I would lose on the second to last card. If this was the third to last... It was yeah. If it was the last or second to last card, it was losing for them losing for me if they countered Memory's Journey. Okay, I'm like definitely starting to rethink. I probably should not have used my Oath Trigger, even though it was a low percentage chance I was the last card or second to last card. Because they could definitely have had Pyroblast, Flusterstorm, and Force. That's definitely within range. I played that too greedy. Interesting. So what happened in this league? We crushed a PO player. We crushed Golos shops, losing pretty badly to KCI and pretty badly to Hollowvine. Hollowvine was not close. What do I feel about this deck? I just thought Saga was horrible. The whole league. I just think it's not good. We can play this deck without Saga. Like, we get to add 5 blue cards here. We get to add, like, Ponder for Preordain or something. Or actually, we should probably add an island. Should probably add an island, a Ponder, and 3 Preordains or something like that. I don't know. Am I projecting, chat? Like, do you think that Saga was good there? Like, I'm just trying to find what everyone else is seeing, and I just don't see it. I don't get it. Was Saga good in any game we played? Obviously, I boarded it out a decent amount, so that doesn't help us get a lot of information. I definitely accept that I did that. That definitely is true. Like, this deck looks to me like it would be better if I get to add an island, subtract 3, add an island for 4 Sagas, and then play Ponder and 3 Preordains. That just looks like a better deck to me. And then I think... I'm not exactly sure about the sideboarding. I mean, it's like close enough. It's going to be pretty close. I'm a little worried about not having Leyline, but don't think this is unreasonable by any means. This looks okay. I just don't know if this is better than playing a more controlling version or even just playing PO. So you can cut Vault Key and you can play like Tendrils, but I really don't know if that's good. Or Brain Freeze, maybe. Brain Freeze is not too bad with so you could go like cut this and play like, you could cut Vault Key and you could play like Tendrils and an Opal. Or Brain Freeze and an Opal. Because you have, it makes, well, like it makes your Hullbreaker Horror infinite mana actually a kill. So like you could get rid of Tendrils and you could play Brain Freeze and then your scroll is a kill condition. And yeah, but Brain Freeze is not that good. And well, yeah, Brain Freeze is not very good if you're not playing PO though, because you just can't get high enough. So that doesn't really work. It would have to be Tendrils. And I just think Tendrils is so bad. The nice part is, like, the problem is, even if you are killing your opponent with Tendrils, you probably still need to not be null rotted. So I don't actually think this is better than Vault Key. So maybe that doesn't make any sense either. It is definitely interesting idea to get an Opal in here to make the Hullbreaker Horror better. The Horror was pretty good in this league. I don't think I had any complaints about Grizzlebrand and Horror. Yeah, and you're still playing Vampiric Demonic. Well, maybe what we should do is play a Saga. The problem is, like, in a PO deck, I can see demonicking for Saga, but in this deck, you like almost are always demonicking for Oath or Orchard or something, so this doesn't really make sense to me either. I mean, this is almost exactly what I played. Isn't this almost exactly what I used to play? Ryan, this is our combo Oath list, right? This is our classic combo Oath list, if I remember correctly. Except, like, instead of a Grizzlebrand number 2, I have a Hullbreaker Horror, and I actually think that might be good. Ryan and I used to work on a lot of combo Oath lists. Let me just see if I can quickly look. What would it be? Pre-Saga, maybe? Taking Turns Oath? Combo Oath Vintage Challenge? Probably this video. So yeah, I played Vault Key and Tendrils. I played 13 lands. Is 15 lands too many? Why did I play 13 lands? I played a 4th Preordain, a Veil, an Abrupt Decay, another Oko, a Repeal, a Tendrils, and a Grizzlebrand. Yeah, but it's like basically the same thing. This is pre-Saga because it's Blazing Archon. I don't know why that has 13 lands. Maybe, like, I just played, that list had 13 lands. This list had 18 lands. I do like this one Nature's Claim, though. I have to say, of all the things, Dom, you were right. I like this Nature's Claim. It was very good. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. I think this Karn should definitely stay. I like this Karn as well. Oh, I could actually get the 4th Preordain in. I don't know. So, like, I just don't know if this deck is good that I'm looking at right here. It's a deck. It works. You can play it, but I just don't know if it's good. So I gotta end this this recording, though. So if you made it all the way to the end of this, thank you for watching on YouTube. I appreciate that. You're awesome people. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're already subscribed. We have one more day of testing tomorrow night and then the showcase on Saturday. I'll see you then.